Hi, good day ma'am. My name is Duran Tijani and I am from grade 3. Right now I am going to present my report about the approaches for language art teaching. So my part of this approaches for language art teaching is task-based approach and participatory approach. So first, what is task-based learning? So task-based learning uh, or language learning is an approach where the planning of learning materials and teaching sessions are based around doing a task. In education, a task refers to an activity where communication is necessary. For example, deciding something, solving a problem, designing or organizing something, or telling someone to do something. A different approach would be to design a course around the grammar syllabus and grammar practice activities, like practicing the past simple or conditional sentences, where the aim of each activity is just to practice one particular aspect of language. To understand this difference, we can use the analogy of learning how to drive. Imagine if you just study the road rules and the manual for the car. Would you then be able to drive? What about if you learn to drive by actual driving? Well, in the same way, task-based learning is based on the idea that you learn a language by using it. So learn by experience rather than by studying its different components in isolation. So how does it work? In a task-based approach, learners learn by doing. Task activities are usually rich in language, involving a wide variety of language areas, as well as all the skills, reading, writing, listening, and speaking. So a task must involve the processing of information and some kind of communication or interaction. And a task can be something that you do alone or that you do with someone else or in a group. The end result is a more natural and authentic way of learning if you use the task-based approach, because the learners are practically speaking, communicating, or interacting with each other. In this way, they develop their self-confidence and fluency in speaking English because they practice and mastered it with a real-life situation conversation. So, what is the aim of a task-based course? In task-based learning, a lesson or unit is designed to help learners to complete a task. For example, write a letter, make a reservation, plan a trip, collaborate to design something, or hold a meeting. So, the tasks themselves can reflect real-life situation. For example, in educational or work context, giving an academic presentation, attending an interview or meeting, applying for a job, or dealing with public things that people need to do every day in different fields like tourism, health, services, business, and education. So we practice the learners by doing the approach, task-based approach, for them to act wisely and knowledgeably in a real life situation, a real life interaction or conversation, for them to have an authentic conversation to each other. So that's it for the task-based approach. So let's continue to the second approach. Uh, so what is a participatory approach? It is a teaching strategy that incorporates themes or content area that are interest to the learners. The participatory approach is under the umbrella of content-based instruction or CBI in that it uses some topics for specific purposes. The themes derive from the real issues that affect or related to students' daily lives, where language learning is used as a way to solve social problems. The content emerges from the students' answers and participation in this approach. So, the issues, topics, or lessons presented are usually connected to their closest community and or real life. This is a real chance to introduce authentic lesson materials. This means that instead of using a textbook to introduce content from real life will be used, such as videos, newspapers, articles, interviews, etc. In that way, learners can participate openly to their opinions and thoughts about the lessons because they are knowledgeable enough with the lessons that they have learned. So how does a participatory approach work? Problem solving is elicited by the teacher. The teacher will pose a problematic situation backed up by some visual stimuli and ask the students to solve the situation. So also brainstorming solutions is the crucial part of this method. The students will present their ideas and they can discuss them on the spot. Group work or project consists of collaborative work in order to create a solution that is accepted by the whole group. Educators usually do it in form of a letter, story, or a science project. Discussions happens when the students bring their revised projects. They will describe their corrections and evaluations, or evaluate their own learning in front of the group. The outcome of doing these activities allows the learners to think more critically and socially, which connects their capabilities in giving their own thoughts or ideas about the life-relevant topics. And solving and authentic lessons are essential in their development that helps them to become more mature, who are knowledgeable to the real life contents. So what is the aim of participatory approach? The goal of this method is to use language learning as a tool to provide solutions to social problems that impact learners in their daily lives. It strengthens the local capacity for sustainability development in terms of knowledge, skills, and organization. One of the important ways to ensure the local capacities improve is to improve through the recognition of the appropriateness of local knowledge in designing project action. So it results in higher level of understanding and reasoning. The development of critical thinking also. In this method, when the teacher gives a task, the members of the group work together towards certain shared learning goals, so they can participate equally with each other, and with that way they can brainstorm or give any personal thoughts and ideas of the given lessons. So that's it for the participatory approaches. And that's all for my report. This is Darwin Gajani once again from BN3. Thank you.